a mock interview conducted between Nadeem Tahami and Saeed Anjum Gardezi, who both are working at consultant position. They are involved in hiring process. So they will do a mock interview in which you will see that how an interview is conducted for an NHS job, what is the behind the scenes conversations, how you should, what are the usual questions and how you should answer.
Things before we ask Nadeem to come over for the interview and give us some model answers, that interviews are not done at random at all. Just like a couple of weeks before the interview, the panel, which consists of 2 or 3 consultants, we would assume there are 2 or 3 consultants sitting along with us on the Zoom, and there's someone from HR. When we receive your CV, then we go extensively through your CVs and what evidence you have provided. So we're assuming that whatever CV Nadeem Tahami has submitted, we have gone through it in detail. If we are not sure about anything, we ask you for the evidence. And if it's not clear, what we normally do is we even ring the place of work of that person to find out that whatever you're claiming is actually right. And also we are looking into different kind of reflections or opinions about yourself from your colleagues. So we have already done our homework before these interviews. So now we're gonna see if Nadeem Tahami is around so that we can just start the interview. Ali, is he?
I'm here, sir.
Hello, hi. I am Anjum Gardezi. I'll be leading the interview today. Ali is our colleague consultant. He's around with us, and we have a representative of HR as well. How are you doing?
Not bad, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. You okay for us to start, or you want to take some time to relax yourself first? How do you
I'm okay, sir.
Good. Excellent. So I can appreciate that you know how the interview process is going to be.
Not really, sir.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you a few questions. Okay. If there is any breakup in between on the online communication, don't worry at all. We'll reach back to you, of course. We have all the details and everything. So you have to be completely relaxed. So we have got a few questions for you, of course. So first of all, Nadeem, we have gone through your CV as well, but it would be nice to hear from you as well if you take us through your CV.
Sir, I graduated from Gardezi Medical College in 2018. I got distinction in medicine and surgery. I then did a house job in medicine and surgery, and I then started looking for jobs elsewhere, and I came across this MTI opportunity, and I have applied for this post.
Okay, so why have you applied for this post specifically?
I've evaluated the healthcare systems across the world, having gone through the literature available, and I came across GMC objective of guiding doctors and protecting patients. So what inspired me the most is the patient-centered approach in UK healthcare system. And I therefore spoke to some of my colleagues, and the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. I then came across this opportunity, and it suits my needs. So my passion is to pursue a career in surgery. And what I gathered from going through the available information that your trust offers this. So I believe this is an opportunity where I should be able to provide the service that is required, and also hopefully that will give me an opportunity to pursue my career.
Thank you. And just looking at your plans, of course, and how do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What are your long-term ambitions?
As I said, my passion is to train in surgery, general surgery. However, I do not try to make long-term plans in my life. So I try to focus on short-term objectives and short-term plans. The reason is that what I've learned in my career so far is that you come across professionals, individuals who inspire you, who guide you. So I would like to be guided by professionals like yourself, and others when I get an opportunity to work with you and other colleagues. So I tend to make short-term plans. My plan for the next 5 years is to secure this MTI post, come over to UK, avail this opportunity, and then try to identify further training opportunities so as to progress in my career. I appreciate surgical training. It's a long haul flight, and therefore I will have to be guided by seniors who have established themselves as credible professionals in this area of medicine.
Thank you so much. So next question is, tell us about what are your strong points and what do you think are your weak points as well as you will be working?
One of my strengths is that I'm quite flexible. I do have ambitions, aspirations, but I'm also realistic, and I know life can throw different challenges at us, and we there have to be to reflect and then act accordingly. So I do not react, but I try to reflect and then work or plan accordingly. So I have an ability to work flexibly. I have an ability to reflect at what is going on and however my practice is and what the challenges in life are. And then that's how I kind of plan it. The reason I do that is because it just helps me, because I'm aware of certain potentials, but there are certainly some other skills that I'm not aware of. And what I believe is that in working in an environment like the one you offer, I should be able to discover my potentials further. In terms of weaknesses, it is a really challenging questions, because I do find at times, because I'm so much focused on achieving a goal, that at times I end up compromising my family life. So maintaining that balance is challenging at times. However, I've been working to improve my work-life balance, and I think my parents also felt that over the last year or so I have improved, and I'm continuing to work towards it, because I believe that mental health is incredibly important. So if we are able to maintain a good level or adequate level of mental health to strive and struggle in a struggling environment, then that should help me. To
Thank you so much. Now I'll just give you a short clinical scenario. If you're going for work on a morning and you see that your consultant seems that he's drunk, what would you do next?
So my consultant is drunk.
Consultant in the ward has appeared in the ward to see the patients or do a ward round with you, and it seems that he's drunk. He's not behaving appropriately. What would you do next?
I think in this situation, I have a responsibility towards my patient. I have just excuse me for a minute, please.
So one thing I do remember, even in real-time interview, there can be some disruption of the internet, or a scenario like this where the family or some kid come into the room. Just don't worry. Everybody understand. Just don't get nervous that you have ruined your interview. Just come back like Nadeem.
Thank you, sir. Sir, yes, I apologize. Okay. What I see is in this scenario, so I have a duty of care towards my patient. I have a duty of my care toward the trust that I'm working in. And I also have a duty of care towards my colleague. So first and foremost thing is to make sure that because of ill health of my consultant or inappropriate behavior, the patient care is not compromised. So I will ensure that somehow or the other he's removed from the clinical environment. And if there are any patients who have been seen by him, I will either go and review them myself, make sure there isn't any emergency, there isn't a patient who is sick on the ward. So I will try to liaise with the ward manager, make sure that no patient care is compromised. Secondly, obviously, my duty towards my colleague or my consultant is that once I've removed him into a safe environment where he's no longer threat to either himself or the patients, then I'll try to get him assessed as a doctor patient, make sure he's clinically safe, and provide him the support that he needs. Ask him if there would be somebody else that he would like to call. So my focus emphasis all will be his well-being and to see everything best that I could do for him. And lastly, my duty towards my trust is to ensure that because of the actions of my consultant colleague, the patient care is not compromised, and that does not reflect badly to the name of the trust. So I would also, once I've involved our ward manager, I will seek an advice or help from another consultant in vicinity or clinical lead of the department.
Thank you so much. I'll ask one of my colleagues in the interview panel if they have any other questions for you.
I don't think so. Nadeem has been amazing in answering. So Nadeem, do you have any question for us?
Yes, sir. Sir, how much salary are you going to offer me, sir? And will I get an opportunity to do my exams?
Well, about just the salary, I believe HR can tell you better about this. About the exams, yes, we encourage all educational activities in our trust.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Do you have any other question?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. How soon you can join us?
Sir, I can join you after my visa process, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So after an interview, usually the candidate leave the room and the examiners have a discussion. So Anjum, how you found that candidate?
I think he was quite composed, quite confident, and his answers were quite clear as well. He mentioned about few of the things in his CV, which he didn't mention in here, of course. So whether that was just the interview pressure or whether there's some of the things he's actually mentioned over there and he didn't get like, was he not very honest in mentioning his CV? Although I've called one of his supervisors as well about a few of the things he was telling, that he has done lots of ERCP and lots of advanced endoscopy stuff. And in fact, they mentioned that he has tried training in those things and he has been struggling. So I just wonder whether there's a gap there in the actual things that he had mentioned. Overall, what he was, the way he was answering the questions and things, that was pretty thorough and to the point over there.
Yes, actually, but Anjum, I'm disappointed that he maybe his honesty is doubtful if he have mentioned certain things in the CV which he have not done actually. What is your idea, Anjum? I'm not much happy with this.
Yeah, certainly. That's the key thing. Honesty is the key thing that we require in our interview process. So I think that needs a bit of more probing as well. And if we find out that that was actually the case, that is worth reporting as well or escalating it further, because that's a big thing, of course. Someone mentions that not done, but according to the brief homework that we have done, he's been struggling with some of these exams and some of the procedures he has mentioned, of course.
Okay, so let us interview the next candidate, and we will see that what we can do best about Nadeem. And I would encourage you, when you are writing a feedback for him, do mention these things so that he abstain this from in future. Thank you.